4. Okay.
What is up, Jabronis? JJ back here with JoeyWerk and Holden Kushner. Talk a little MLB for the last time. Mark brings up a good point that we haven't discussed protocol in a while. On this show, as you know, we try to keep it clean, right, Holden? Just consistently clean on this show.
No,
you guys don't know this.
Idea.
You guys don't know this.
Idea.
But Holden actually came to this show 7 minutes late and was giving Joseph and I an attitude for the last 3 minutes while he was building his own DFS lineups. At some point in the last week or so, Holden's become very selfish, and I just want to make sure that gets out in the open. I even tried to help him readjust his camera for him, and apparently that was a problem. It's been a rough morning for you, Holden. Everything going all right by you?
I don't know. I seriously don't know what you're talking about. I'm in a great mood, first of all. And you look like a complete idiot. What are you wearing, man? Why do you continue? You're like Liberace for sports betting. These are amazing outfits. And why? Why are you doing this, JJ? Why are you doing
this? First of all, I mean, Joey, do you want to ask him what's wrong with the outfit? I mean, I feel like you might like this outfit.
Yeah, I think the outfit looks great. Personally.
Hold on. You totally set me up. You're like, what do you want to say about this outfit? And then I'm like, save it for the air. And then I say it's a shit outfit. And then you're like, oh, it's a great outfit.
He can't read. You gotta make it, you gotta go closer to the camera. What does it say?
You or me?
Hold on. What does it say?
What does what say?
His hat.
High stake breaks. Okay. All right. You still look like a fucking idiot, but that's cool. I like that. I like that high stakes gear. I need a shirt, JoeyWerk.
Sure. Send me your address. I'll send it to you.
I will. I need a shirt. I want a high stakes break shirt. That'd be awesome.
No,
good. I'm always about free shit. Guys, this is our last show before football season starts, huh?
I know. Yeah. Very sad. Very sad. And I'll tell you this, I don't know if this is normal behavior or not, but I've only been awake for about 4 hours today. I've taken 3 shits so far. Holden, what's the most shits you've taken before noon on a day like this?
Oh, you don't even, every day is a minimum 3. Today's
before noon?
Oh yeah, it's a minimum 3. I've only gone twice today, so it might be a 2-bagger today. I didn't eat a lot yesterday.
Wow.
Why did you have to take the show in that direction? That's disgusting.
Oh, please.
I just try to keep it real. I'm just over here trying to keep it real.
That's not keeping it real. That's like keeping it real. Just looking at that. Real.
People in the chat will be like, yeah, you know, that's a real comment right there.
Well, how about you? How many are you before noon?
Typically every day I'm automatic 1 before 9, but yeah. I
don't want to miss. I don't want to have to do it the rest of the day. I want to get it out of the way in the morning. So just tons of coffee.
Imagine if that was like a choice though. It's not really like
it is a choice for me. I trained my body after all these years.
God bless you. God bless you. How's the cat?
Cat's doing great. Don't know where it is, but somewhere around here. I'm actually leaving for beautiful Evergreen, Colorado after this. I don't know if you saw the video of my girlfriend. She was out walking around with the elk.
Oh, yes.
Which is very dangerous at this point in time of year because the male elk are trying to ram the female elk. But she just walked right through him. She's like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And I was impressed. I really thought she'd die. So I'm going to go do that today. This might be our last show together, my friends.
Joey, thoughts on Holden and the Elks?
Seems like something he would do.
We've been talking about Holden this whole time. Joey, how you doing? How you been? How's everything?
I'm good. Everything's all right. Hanging out. I relaxed the last couple of days.
I'm just glad you didn't think I looked like a clown in this outfit. So I appreciate that, Joey. By the way, Uncle T shits less than 3 times
very attractive,
a day before 12. All right, Holden, as the host, you want to do your
Hold on 1 second. What did you just say about Uncle T?
He shits under 3 times a day.
You're gross, Uncle T. That's all I can say. Just walking around backed up. That's why he's in such a bad mood all the time, JJ.
that's our normally would be a boot.
Before we get into this, what we got on the bet side for NFL season? Let's get people signed up now. That's the most important thing at this point.
Yeah, so bets. So a few different things, right? So obviously bets from us will start to pile in on the sheet. I'm also all year, I'm going to put for every game, I'll release these on Wednesday every week, but for every game, I'll have where I line up games for the week, and I'll adjust them based on injury news. So, you can obviously just follow our bets as we bet them, or you can leverage, where I put the numbers at for a given week and compare them to your own numbers or compare them to what the markets are. Again, you're looking for slight edges in the sport, and those edges get tighter and tighter as the season goes on. But, it's going to be a little new wrinkle we have. Of course, we have the Discord as well. And look, you're not only going to get NFL for the price. You're going to get college football. You're going to get, as we wind into other sports, obviously NBA is going to start a little earlier. You have MLB playoffs, which is right around the corner. U.S. Open's winding down, so there's not going to be much more tennis.
True.
But, of course, look, it's one of the best seasons. The middle of October is like the best season of all for sports, right?
Is it?
So, yeah, you get middle of October, you get what? You get playoff baseball, you get NFL, you get college football, you get you still have
NBA.
Yeah, NBA starting up
About
earlier.
back, hockey. You're right.
Like a 2 or 3 week stretch where you get all of it. But anyway, so yeah, best 25 off gets 25% off. You get every sport, all of our cappers, all the articles, the Discord access, the whole bit. And look, if you're already a DFS member, just add Get Bets. It's a free promo code. You get the bets for free. So yeah,
I mean,
hop in.
what's better? What's better than that? Seriously, nothing. Let's get in today's slate. We do have 2 games that already started, so we're not going to worry about that with the Rockies and the Reds, Blue Jays and the Pirates. So we got 2 games early today. But JoeyWerk, let's start with you here. Braves, heavy favorites at home, minus 245. Total here is 7. I got to get the bet sheet up. I don't know if you guys have bets on this. All I saw was JJ was on the Giants. Marlins, Braves, my friend.
I love it.
What?
He's giving out his play before we even fucking get into any of the games.
I mean, what else? Why else are people hanging around here? Come on.
Love it.
They just want the plays. So
all right, they want to hear you. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I'm pretty sure your 18 lock unit lock whatever lost last week.
nope.
Yeah,
No.
what'd you give out?
I don't remember, but I know it didn't lose because if it lost, I'd been like, oh, I lost all this money, and it didn't.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Nice try.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, if you check the track sheets, though, have you seen my record on the track sheets? I'm like up 4 units on only like 12 bets. So
yeah, you haven't tracked anything.
we finally tracked the bets, and I'm here. I'm at the top.
That's
it's wonderful to see.
a year ago.
Huh?
That's from a year ago, and then you lost 4 in a row, and you said, you know what, I'm not going to track them
So
anymore.
I was 12-0 and then 12-4. So that's pretty good.
And not only that, he's 14-8 across 3 different sports. I mean,
Yeah.
And I'm probably, I don't know about units, but I think probably win percentage. You got to give me the heads up on this show too, especially including the minus, the super whale plays, the super whale cup.
I mean, that's not how it works, Holden.
What do you mean?
the
That's not how it
super
works?
whale cock plays continue to show girth.
Yeah. I mean, you just want to hate on my
definitely lost
success.
last
That's
week.
fine.
Wait, Chad, help me out. Tell me he lost last week, or tell me I'm wrong.
I don't even remember what it was, but it was
Yeah,
definitely
it was
a winner.
The Blue Jays plus like 3.5.
Yeah. What'd they lose by?
They lost the game.
Yeah. Plus 3.5.
Yeah,
that means they
lost,
could lose.
They lost they definitely didn't cover that.
Oh, that would be a shame.
Yeah, I got someone DM me and said Holden even lost his fucking small cock play today. He lost
Well,
8-3. They lost 8-3. You lost, bro.
You remember?
Son of a bitch. Well, there goes the whale cock play of the day. I can't give one out now.
Thank you.
Son
Bill
of a
Miner,
bitch.
thank you.
We lost all those units in one day. I told you that's why long term CLV you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna win if you bet minus 800s every day.
Yeah, small cock, princess.
You have a small cock.
All right. All right. We great start. Great start.
Joey, all I did was ask you about the first game, and you decided to go, "Oh, your cock, you lost."
I didn't even get that far. You asked
run
me
the
about
game
first
down.
game,
It's
then
just
you
the
started
Marlins
talking-
and the Braves.
I didn't even get that far. You asked me about the first game, then you started about your own
Do you have
cock.
a queen bet or a king size bet?
I got a fucking big ass king, bro.
If it makes you feel better, I sleep in a queen.
Yeah,
What's your wife?
No more queen. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
In a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy, you asked me about the game, and then before I could even get to the game, you started talking about your small cock.
But
And we got to the
it's
fucking
average, Joey. We don't have to get down this, but it's truly average.
Yeah.
Can you just break down the game?
All right, so where are we going?
I used to have a water bed.
Where are we at again?
Miami and the Braves. We're
It's all
doing
about
this show.
Alaskan kings, Fran. Alaskan kings. They're 9 feet by 9 feet.
Pablo Lopez versus Max Fried here. Lopez has struggled. I guess, he pitched good like his last 2 starts, but before that he had a rough stretch where he had about 4 or 5 bad starts in a row. Most of them were at home. Obviously he has really good stuff. The Braves have seen a lot of him. I mean, vice versa. Both teams have seen over 100 at bats versus the other. Not crazy numbers, but almost 400 x-weighted on base percentage for both teams against the starting pitcher. I'm obviously not very high on Miami's offense, but I definitely think the Braves will score some runs. Do The Marlins score depends on what lineup they do. We have a lineup out. We got
we got a lineup out. Sure. What do you want to know?
Lineup. I mean, they're just putting in small young guys now as well.
Charles LeBlanc.
They're in the one hole LeBlanc up there.
Nick Fortes is hitting cleanup today.
Burdick's in there. Like, who the F are these guys? But these are obviously younger guys that are just getting called up that obviously have more motivation than the Jesus Aguilars of the world. So that's why they're here playing. So I do expect probably both teams to score. 7 is a very low number here. Slightly lean towards the over, but I'm not touching it.
JJ, what would you like to say about Pablo Lopez versus Max Fried today?
Yeah, I don't have any strong takes in this game, but I do want to clarify something. If you go out and buy yourself a California King, at that point, you should be buying an Alaskan King. The price difference is about 15%, and the bet is even bigger. So, again, 9 feet by 9 feet. If you're somebody that enjoys extra space, if you have a bedroom that can fit it, an Alaskan King is definitely the way to go. So, while I appreciate California Kings, and I want to be clear, I sleep on a queen, so who am I to say? But I do have some bet experience, and Alaskan Kings are the way to go. Anyway, we can move on to the next game, Holden.
My best bets from this game. It's Marlins under 2.5 at -115 on points bet. So that would be my bet of the day. Put it down, lock it in. Bet the other way.
You want to track that one or no?
Sure. We're in our last day of the season. I won't remember.
If it wins, it'll find its way in the sheet. If it loses, it won't show it.
No, here's an interesting thing, though, real quick, JJ, because you've been telling me for the last, 2 years, just put it on the sheet. And then you send me the link to that. I don't know how to insert anything on the sheet.
Oh,
I tried to put something on the sheet, and I can't.
Wow. Guy knows
how do you do it?
Excel? Do you know how do you
put it? Yeah, this is why I keep asking you to put it on the sheet for me, because it went to Google Docs, and I just can't figure it out. What do you have to do?
Use Excel. You
know what? Part of the reason why I got divorced is because I never used Excel, and I'm not even kidding you. But we can get into that another day. No, I have no idea. When you're a broadcaster, you don't have to learn any of that shit. That's my whole. I have no other life skills. I don't know how to use Excel. I don't know division. I don't know any of this shit. You know. It's fine. Bust my balls. I've been successful. I don't give a fuck, but I don't know how to use Excel.
No one's asking you to put in fucking formulas in Excel, Holden.
I don't know. How do you do it? Can you tell me how to do it real quick so we get this out of the way now so I don't have to talk to you again today?
Yeah, you can just go into the sheet. You right click any row.
Click any row
and then click.
But I have a MacBook, so it's just one.
It's even easier. Yeah, but you can double click.
Click on the number. Double click and hit insert.
Double click.
Insert row.
All right. Yeah. Hey, can you just put Seattle +6.5 and then the Marlins bet, and then we can move on?
Seattle Seahawks +6.5?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a baseball show.
Yeah. So the next game that we've got to get to. Hey, Joey, you got Rockies Reds. Did that game just start, or you have the second game?
No, that's game 1.
All right. Never mind. You're too late. If you didn't get in on it already, too bad. We'll just move on to our next game then. What a shit show. Rangers Red Sox will be our next game. I don't see anybody with a bet here, so JJ might as well just give it to you. Red Sox -117 at home, 104 on the money line for the Rangers, and the total is 10, my friend.
I wanted to back the Rangers in this spot because I do feel like Boston's this line's a little aggressive in this spot behind Winkowski, who's been pretty bad. Even like the advanced stuff's pretty bad. Dane Dunning's okay. And he's definitely better against righties. This Red Sox lineup is blah at best. With that said, I think Texas has lost 6-7 games in a row, something like that. Not exactly a team I'm looking to jump on right now, so that's kind of what pushed me away. I do lean the under at this number, but again, this is not a number where I feel like I'm peaking at this park, so I don't love it. If it was 10, I'd want to fire, but I think you're getting some average lineups from both teams, and even the Texas lineup, while it's above what they could put out or as good as maybe they could put out, they haven't been hitting. So I think despite them getting a bad pitcher, maybe their sticks come alive today of all days, but I will stay away from this game. But I did want to bet the Rangers. I can't bet a team in the middle of a skid that's already not trying to win games to begin with, and that's why I passed.
Joseph Work.
Yeah, I do agree with JJ. I lean with the Rangers here. They did hurt me the other day, and I'm still not over it. But yeah. This is both starters. Advanced numbers not very good. Winkowski is definitely the worst of the two, I don't trust him at all. I somewhat do like Dane Dunning, but again, this guy, we know we're going to get out of this guy. He's going to go out there, pitch 5-6 innings, give up 2-3 runs, 2 if he's lucky. Normally, he'll give up 3 runs in 5-6 innings and hand it over to the bullpen. And we saw how bad that bullpen is. Both teams' bullpens are not very good, so I don't trust either bullpen. I definitely like. I would lean with Texas as even Boston's lineup, as JJ said. They got like 5 guys in there after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are almost outs every time in there. Texas, not terrible. Basically, that's what the best lineup they're throwing out there. So I do definitely lean with Texas. I do think Dane Dunning is better than John Winkowski as well, but I don't trust either bullpen. So maybe Texas first 5 would be the lean, but I'm passing.
Okay. So Friend Millionaire is in the chat here. It gives me an idea. Why don't we take, since they've been watching all season, why don't we just take a viewer's play and add that to our bet today? And if it loses, we don't count it. But if it wins, we could put it on Twitter.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Who's going to pick? Who's the viewers?
I don't care who picks. Friend Millionaire, you put Texas +1. We'll just get everybody's picks here, and you guys can pick one out, and we'll go for it.
Yeah, folks, fire away. We will pick 1, maybe even 2 for our friend Holden. Picks, and look, you win, we'll give you a shout on Twitter. So feel free to fire a pick. You guys have been great to us all year. Obviously, chiming in all year long in the chat. So give us some plays today. We'll fire them in, and if they lose, don't worry. Nobody will know about them. If they win, well, the people on this show will know about them. But
make sure you leave your Twitter handle so I can berate you if it loses.
Yeah, we also need your Twitter handle, your social security number. Wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Maybe you'll get some sauce bay too if you win. All right.
Oh, sauce bay for the winner. I mean,
Uncle T, you're always eligible, but your pick will likely not get picked into consideration.
Yeah. Uncle T, throw as many as you want in there, but we're not picking it.
Matty Ice, under 1.5 of my plays tracked today.
That's a win.
That's a fair. That's a W.
I love Matty Ice.
That is a W.
We don't get enough love for our tennis and hockey analysts over there on the DFS side. Matty Ice, just a wonderful. Oh, speaking of DFS,
this guy
is a homer pick. Mark.
Love it,
guy.
Love it, Mark. Love it.
Homer pick Seattle on the friggin'
great pick.
Mark, they'd be up there every day.
Great pick.
We're trying to avoid homer picks these days, Mark.
Hey, congratulations on another massive takedown by JJ on the DFS side.
I mean, thank you. I don't know about massive.
How much was it?
It was like a little over 10 grand.
Nice.
To me, it's massive.
But yeah, it was nice. Ran pure for sure. It was. I could have lost.
That's the second time in like 3 weeks you've taken down something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been nice. I haven't played a lot of DFS this year, to be honest. But the limited amounts I've played, it's been very profitable.
I play 1 time a week, and I fucking win every week. Yeah.
About that, but I didn't say that. Joe, I didn't say that. He said that. I just want to make that clear. Look at the picks coming in. You love to see it. Keep up the good work, folks.
It's a different Matty Ice. That's not even Matty Ice that works with us, JJ. It's a different Matty Ice. Did you think it was our Matty Ice?
I think there's 2 of them though, because I mean
it's too confusing.
Matty Ice, you've never actually done like coordinator stuff for us though. I feel like you have. I could be wrong.
Who?
This Matty Ice. I feel like there's 2 different Matty Ices.
Yeah, there must be, because he's not the Matty Ice.
That's everyone's nickname, Matty Ice.
Okay. Super Cock whale play today. Orioles +10.5.
I remember he said
-$1 million. Orioles -177. A's +155. Total here is 8.5. All right, just a little bit to the under at -113. JoeyWerk, Spencer Watkins, Adrian Martinez. I love these Orioles, man. These bats are just rolling. Talk to me here. What do you got?
You gotta love the Orioles. Adrian Martinez is probably the worst starter on today's slate, so I definitely think the Orioles score some runs. Do the A's score some runs to complement the Orioles? That's really the question. Although Watkins has given up runs almost like, I think his last 5 starts, he's given up at least 3 runs in 4 of them or 3 of them. So he has given up runs, but I don't know exactly if I could trust his Oakland team. Realistically, I probably can't. So they are playing in Camden Yards too, which obviously you guys know they moved the fences back, and definitely a pitcher-friendly park. I really do. I'll say this again. I really do think this has made this Orioles team, much more competitive this year, and now potentially making the playoffs. Advanced numbers for both guys really bad. Spencer Watkins, he doesn't walk anybody. That's basically his only his plus suit here. So I do expect runs. I'm just not sure how many get out of Oakland. I definitely think the Orioles win the game and score. So maybe Orioles team total over would be my lean.
Orioles team total over. Okay, what do you got here, JJ?
I would say this. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but any total this year involving Oakland that has been 8 or higher has to have been profitable betting unders. They just don't score ever. And this park is not exactly a hitter's park anymore by any means. So yes, despite you having 2 bad arms, this park is extremely forgiving, especially to left center. I think you would have to get a lot of string hits to get this over, or you have to hope the Orioles really get there for you. Again, either team can score, but I think overall I would be a strong lean in favor of the under. If this was 9, it would definitely be a fire for me. But I am a little hesitant because this park can have a higher number than 8.5, even with the extension. But between these arms, the bats, it ends up being a stay away.
Okay, very good. Like button would be nice. Make sure you get in to run pure bets right now. If you're a DFS subscriber already, all you got to do is type in get bets in the code or hit up a coordinator, and you can get the bet side for free. If you're not part of the DFS team, just sign up straight up because it's not just baseball. We still got baseball. JoeyWerk's going to be on. I mean, he's just on point, but the playoffs are coming up October. You're going to want to be behind a paywall on that one. NFL starting up on Thursday. Great NFL team. NASCAR live shows from Keg. Everything. It's all going well, JJ. I'm looking forward to the season.
Yeah, and just real quick as well, speaking on NASCAR in 30 minutes, I'll be doing the NASCAR show with Keg and Coop. Show's been pretty successful. Obviously, a lot of you guys have watched it, which makes me think NASCAR is finally growing a little bit, which is nice. But no, that show's been great all season, and I don't know how many of those more we're going to run. This might be the last one. But either way, it's a huge DFS pool today, the biggest of the season in NASCAR. So on the DFS side, like DraftKings specifically, these are the biggest prize pools they've had all year. So yeah, make sure, obviously this show's going to end in 30 minutes, but we're going to pick up with NASCAR right after.
Is it?
So yeah. It
might take a little longer than that. Seems like we're going a little slower today.
That'll be the host's problem to make sure he figures out.
We're going to go even slower. Eric Fetty, Cookie Carrasco, the pitching matchup today, the pesky Nationals with Joey Meneses and Lane Thomas visiting the New York Mets, who it looks like Scherzer is going to be out again because he has an oblique injury. Mets minus 295. Nats plus 250. Again, these gigantic money lines on the dogs have kind of paid off here. 8.5 is the total. JoeyWerk, we don't have bets here, but boy, a plus 250 with Cookie coming back. Can you at least make a case for it? No. You're on mute, pal. Yeah, unmute. Yeah. There you go, buddy.
You don't even know how to use. You don't even know how to use Excel. Holden, settle the fuck down.
The mute button's easier than Excel.
I didn't even hit mute. My computer was frozen. I guess it automatically muted me because I was cursing.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right. So Fetty versus Carrasco. Fetty. I mean, if you guys have followed me over the years, we've attacked Eric Fetty time and time again and been pretty damn profitable about doing it. Obviously Carrasco, as you mentioned, first start back. I don't think he even pitched any rehabs, did he? I think he just
came back.
Yeah, so he just threw a couple bullpens and now he's back. So he's definitely going to be on a limited pitch count. I think they're going to just basically be a bullpen game for the Mets. So I do think the Nationals score some runs that way. But I definitely don't trust Mr. Fetty and Washington to win the game. That's for sure. So maybe Washington team total over. If you're interested, you probably get about 3.5, which is a low number there. And they probably do score a couple runs off Carrasco, maybe 1 or 2 off Carrasco early, then get 5-6 innings of a bullpen, which you only need to score 1 or 2 to cover that. I think that is a good look. So that would be my lean, would be Washington team total over.
JJ, you got a lean in this game or no?
A few things I just want to touch on quick. Fran, appreciate the shot. And this dude's been actually crushing ITF in our Discord for tennis. He posts about 4 to 5 plays a day. Just absolutely smashing the ITF end. And obviously it's kind of like a not visible sport in terms of being able to watch those matches, but he's found some edges and I've been appreciating what you've been putting out there, Fran. So appreciate that. And what's up, Yeezy? Always love Yeezy. Always here for the content. Kegger as well. In relation to this game, I will say this today. I did get a haircut, a little high and tight on the sides. My barber said to me that there's no way the Mets lose back-to-back games against the Nationals. So take that for what it's worth. He is a Mets fan as well. And I know he's going to be loading up on that fat -300 favorite. So maybe the Nationals do win again today.
Pretty sure they do, JJ. Pretty sure they do.
What did he say? Pretty sure they do what?
Pretty sure they do win.
Who?
The Nationals.
Wow.
Damn it. We almost had, I thought we might have almost had him.
Yeah, I listen now.
Oh, yeah, now.
And now. It's the last show. I listen now.
Yeah, I listen now. It's never too late, JJ. I mean, come on, man.
Speaking of too late, let's move on. Hold on.
Wow.
Good segue. I got to give it to him. That was a good segue. Royals Tigers. You want to shoot on this game, JJ?
We're skipping around.
Yeezy says you look good, JJ.
Oh, thank you, Yeezy. Appreciate you. So Matt Manning going for the Tigers today. Detroit's, I just feel like anytime they're like -120, -130, like you can just bet the other side. With that said, Max Castillo's very raw, which makes this very tough to love in any respect. And the Royals lineup is just such woof levels. I mentioned this, I think, on the Friday show. Like Hunter Dozier hitting 7th for this team should just show you how bad he's been this year, considering all the guys they have batting above him. Both these lineups are trash, which makes it hard to love an over. But I'm not a big Manning guy. I know he's been pitching well, but like the advanced stuff has him with a lot of regression coming. There's also some rain potential in the mix here. Just a lot of variance for me in this game. And I think if you're going to bet on two bad teams at this point of year, you're laying vig with two bad teams. I don't see it. To me, maybe some value on the Royals, but don't love it by any means. So it becomes a pass.
Joey.
Yeah, it's a pass for me as well. I definitely don't trust Matt Manning either. I know he had a couple good starts in there, but then he got shelled his last one out versus the Mariners. I mean, the guy doesn't walk anybody, but he doesn't have strikeout stuff. Both these guys basically throw their fastball 50% of the time. So, I mean, you can load up here and should be able to get some hits, but who knows? And Max Castillo on the other end, he definitely I know he pitched his last start out there. He pitched versus Tampa. I think that was his first start of the year. He was previously out of the bullpen. They did send him to the minors to try to work up a little repertoire. And he did not pitch very good in the minors. His last two starts in the minors in August, he allowed 9 earned runs in 8 innings. Now they just called him up because why not? They're the Royals. They got nothing to lose right now. So I don't trust him either. I lean Manning. I like Manning over Castillo here. Obviously, he's been here longer. He knows the mojo. And I probably lean with Texas bats as well. So the lean is with Texas, but I'm not. The Tigers, but I'm not laying -125, so it's a pass.
Okay, very good. We do have a game that somebody bet on, and it has to do with Aaron Judge. By the way, Judge is setting the record, right? He's getting past Maris for the Yankees record.
It's going to be close.
Yeah. All right, JJ, what do you think? Does he pass Maris? Does he get 62?
I think he will. Obviously, he's got to stay healthy, right? That's a big thing. But I think he will at this point. But again, to Joey's point, it's really who knows, right? Who knows? But yeah, I would lean right now. If I was making the line, I would say it's probably about a -170, -180. He gets there this season.
He stayed healthy, man. He stayed healthy. That's the big thing.
But the problem with the Yankees is he's like the only guy that's consistently hitting on that entire team, which is
correct. He's hitting leadoff today. So Frankie Montas, Sean Armstrong, the pitching matchup, the Yankees at the Rays, and the line here is Yankees -121, Rays home dogs at 107. 7 is the total. JoeyWerk, your pick.
Yeah, so I'm getting a little out of the ordinary today. I'm going to take the first 5 over 3.5 here. Montas has got shelled, I think, almost every start since he came over to the Yankees. Tampa Bay actually has some good BVP versus him as well. Yeah, he's given up 6-2, 6-2, 4. He's only pitched 5 innings in those starts where he gave up 2 earned. So I definitely expect some runs here. As I mentioned, they have a solid BVP versus him, and the lineup is definitely better than the Yankees. On the other end, we got who's Sean Armstrong's going to pitch. I think he's only going to pitch an inning or 2, and then they're going to hand it over to Ryan Yarbrough, and the Yankees own Ryan Yarbrough. They do have the young guys in the lineup today, which I like. Cabrera's batting in the 3 hole. Peraza's down there as well. So they have both the young guys in there, mixed in there with Stanton. Obviously, IKF can't hit for shit, and JJ's favorite player, Aaron Hicks. But I definitely do expect some runs, and I do expect them early. So I'm going to stay away from the bullpen. So over 3.5, first 5, plus 100 via BetMGM will be one of my best bets today.
Okay, very good. JJ, would you like to say that you like his pick or don't like his pick?
Yeah, I think I know both teams aren't really hitting with any consistency, but this line does feel like it's skewed a little too far towards that. You have two mid arms at best with how they've been pitching. I'm a Montez guy, but Joey's right. He hasn't been pitching well at all since he's come over to New York. And you get the batting splits against Yarbrough with the Yanks. So yeah, I think if there is a spot where you're going to go over the number, it'll be in this game.
All right, we got the Twins and the White Sox next. Two guys that were top 5 draft picks, Luis Arias and Lucas Giolito. Obviously, actually, it's Arias, Dylan Bundy and Lucas Giolito.
Well,
pitching
Luis
matchup
Arias is on the hill.
That would be, you know what? It's possible. All the position players pitch these days, you know?
Yeah,
so I actually enjoy it. I like it. If you can bet live over when you see a position player coming in, it's always a good thing. That's all I can say. You got to get lucky. You got to actually watch the game. But
and the Dodgers created themselves like a hybrid pitcher, like Alberto, their like hybrid infielder. Like the dude throws like 2 innings a week now. Like I don't even get it. And he's throwing 65-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah, those aren't really fastballs though. You know that, right?
I mean, yeah, but I mean,
would you like to comment on the game?
He's throwing junk. But needless to say, his ERA is 4, so it just goes to show the Dodgers and pitchers. It's just crazy what they do. In relation to this game, Lucas Giolito, I don't know what's gone on with him. He went from like complete stud to a near polar opposite in like 12 months. And you look at a line like this and you'd be like, wow, I'm getting some value with Gio. This price is cheap because Bundy's been a can. But Giolito's arguably been worse. And so, yeah, it becomes a pass spot for me overall. I think there's some value on the Twins here, but man, good luck betting Bundy in any start, especially a guy that can get ripped apart against power righties. So the White Sox lineup is getting a little healthier again. They've been really bitten by the injury bug. It seems like all season. But yeah, pass for me, slightly in Twins, but don't love it by any means.
Okay, anything here, Joey?
I do agree. Giolito it's really hard to predict what you're going to get out of Lucas Giolito time in to time out. And Bundy, the last 5 starts, hasn't been terrible. He hasn't allowed over 2 earned runs in his last 5 starts, any of his last 5. Basically, you know what you're going to get out of him. You know he's going to go 5, 2 earned, 6, 2 earned. And I definitely, for offensive-wise, I trust Minnesota much more than I trust the White Sox. Bullpen-wise, basically a toss-up. I kind of like the White Sox bullpen over Minnesota, but both of them are middle of the pack and, you know, hard to even to bank on either of them. So it would be dog or pass here in Minnesota, but it's going to be a pass.
Okay, very good. A like button would be great. And it's another time for JJ to tell you about everything that's cool at Run Pure Bets, because this is the time to get in. It's football season, the most busy time of the year. We'll have sides, we'll have totals, we'll have player props, we'll have more. I can't figure out Excel, so you can't bet against me. Go to the other side with a fade. But too bad. JJ, what's going on the site?
Yeah, a bunch of good stuff. Of course, NFL starts Thursday. We'll have player props for that game. We'll have, of course, bets for that game. And Holden, I think we might be flirting with some player props as well. So time will tell. Now you're going to act like you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But needless to say, you know, it's going to be just full-fledged content all week. And even on the DFS end, like you're going to get much different shows every week. And Spread and Tyler are going to be very active. Giving you guys various rundowns of many different things. We have a bunch of articles being posted with future content as well for divisions and conferences. And of course, like I said, college football is here as well. NBA is right around the corner. Baseball playoffs with Joey. You get everything for one low, same price. And again, if you're already a DFS member, Get Bets gets you it for free, added to your package. So yeah, good time to join.
Do it, or you're an idiot is all I can say to you. Sorry to be a little bit too honest there, but I think that's really what needs to be said. Cardinals, Cubs, Mikolas on the mound for the Cubs, or for the Cardinals against the Cubs. Heavy favorites at home. Cardinals minus 182, plus 117 on the run line. 7.5 is the total here. And Joey, the Cubs are plus 160. I don't want to mess with this game. Do you?
Yeah, Mikolas is a guy that pitches much better at home. Obviously, he's back here home after throwing 3 straight starts on the road. He did pitch against the Cubs. One of them went 6 2/3 through 106 pitches, 3 earned runs. He has pitched pretty damn good versus Cubs team all year. I think he had 4 starts. He hadn't allowed more than basically he's pitched a quality start almost every one. Excuse me. And Stroman on the other end is definitely not really. I mean, obviously the Cardinals have seen a lot of him, but I do not like Marcus Stroman. He did block me on Twitter, so that may be a little bit.
Oh, why did he do that?
I don't know, because he's
I don't know.
Did you say something mean?
No, he said that I think the Mets are who the real fans root for in New York. So I wrote something to him. I don't exactly remember, but I got the instant block. And then after he left the Mets, he just shit talked their fans. So, I mean, who's real, who's not, you guys can make your assumptions there. But he's threw on 175 times against this Cardinals team. They bat almost over 500 slugging percentage against, almost 400 x-weighted on base percentage against, and all his advanced numbers this year are bad too. Other than he doesn't really walk many people, his advanced numbers are bad. So I definitely think St. Louis wins the game, probably by margin, but I'm not laying a run and a half with a home team. I
don't blame you. So we have the JJ chiming in on this wonderful game.
Yeah, I'm not a Mikolas guy. I'm definitely not a Stroman guy. I would lean the over here at 7.5, but you did not get the best of the number. It's also some weather in play here, whether that becomes good or bad for the game in terms of rain. But overall, I will pass.
Okay. So we'll just hand you the Mariners and the Guardians with the M's minus 127 on the road. We do have a viewer best bet with the Mariners. You got a better line at minus 125. Guardians plus 112. 7.5 is the total. If you're a real man, you take the Mariners on the money line on the road at plus 130 today. But maybe you're not. I don't know. JJ, what do you think?
I don't even know what just happened, Joey.
Did I talk about two separate games?
I think you did. Because you said if you were a real man, you would just take the Mariners on the road as a plus 130 dog, but they're not. They're
a plus 130 on the run line.
Oh, run line. Okay, now you
missed that part. Yeah, you missed that part.
You missed that part, or I missed that part?
You
the person speaking missed that part.
You, as you were speaking.
So in relation to this game, I do think this line has moved a bit too far. However, much like I said with one of the games earlier, I hate betting on teams that are going streaking in a negative direction. Guardians, I think, have lost 5 or 6 in a row. This is a good spot for Seattle, but they should really not be minus 130 favorites in this spot. Quantrill's been good all year. I'm not a Quantrill guy, but he has been very good this year. Kirby's been good. I think he came off a really good start as well. And again, the Guardians aren't hitting, so there's that. So call it. If I were to bet this, I would bet the under, but I don't love it. Again, we did not get the best number there either at this time. So overall, I will pass with me having some value on the Guardians, having some value on the under, but not nearly enough to want to fire on either.
JoeyWerk.
Yeah, I agree. I prefer the under here. I think Kirby will pitch good, and Quantrill's pitched good. The last month, he's pitched really good. He had one bad start. Every other start, he's pitched pretty damn good. Excuse me. I kind of am a Kirby guy. I do like what I see out of him. He's a high strikeout guy. He has 6 different pitches. Basically, throws all 6 of them too. Doesn't really walk anybody either. So I do expect Kirby to come out here and probably shove. Obviously, Cleveland doesn't strike out much, but I mean, his under over has got to be like 4.5, maybe 5.5. So if it's 4.5, I definitely lean over. I think he gets at least 5 strikeouts, but I'm going to stay away from any props here. I do think probably Seattle wins the game, but it's going to be a tight one and low scoring, so it's a pass.
JJ, thinking of morning bowel movements. So yesterday I was placing a bet. I blind-tailed Keg on his NASCAR picks, okay? And again, he picked a plus 800 to win. The problem was that I bet the same guy 2 times, so I lost. And the guy I was supposed to bet at plus 800 was the other guy that I bet 2 times on accident, so I lost. So that was pretty good, huh? Good times.
That was a great explanation because I have no idea what the fuck did.
So I lost money because I was supposed to hit. There was 2 guys with the same odds, and instead of betting one guy and one guy, I bet one guy, the same guy, 2 times. It was a long night on Friday night, and yesterday just turned out to be a debacle. But it just shows you how good Keg is. You screw up, you're not going to win the money. So just tail him properly.
Yeah, good thing you only bet $2 a bet.
No, it's 50 this time.
Ooh,
wow!
Yeah, these are half unit NASCAR bets, guy.
Wow,
these are half unit NASCAR bets. So we're gonna really get going here during football season. We might up it to 101 on the on the unit here, guys. Oh boy. Rockies Reds game 2.
No need to even talk on it.
Yeah, we're good.
Phillies Gigantes, Giants minus 120, Phillies plus 105. God, they played so well since Girardi was jettisoned. 7.5 is the total. We don't have an official plays if I'm looking at this right now. Yeah, no official plays on the sheet, but
What?
no, I don't. Oh, yeah, we do.
Holden, you literally opened the show with
Dude.
JJ bet the Giants today.
Yeah, that was literally the first thing.
It's like the fourth words out of your mouth.
Well, if you would have acted like I'd never said that, like I did, then nobody would have understood that. But that's fine.
I'll take over from here. Thanks. So Carlos Rodon gets the Philadelphia Phillies today. And look, it's always scary, right? When you throw a left-hander at the Phillies lineup. With that said, I often say how the sport ebbs and flows. So the Giants lost, I think, 7 games in a row before this series. And now they're going for a sweep for Philly. They've been hitting. It's not like even when they were losing that they weren't hitting. They've been hitting. Rodon's coming off one of his worst starts of the year. I think it's a good bounce back spot for him. I know this Giants team isn't exactly trying to win games, quote unquote, but their sticks have been live lately. Philly, well, of course, can always get to a guy like Rodon from the left side. I do feel like the Giants can outscore them first 5, especially with the way the line is. Like, this line doesn't, to me, even make sense. A guy like Rodon in this spot should be like minus 160, minus 165. And I feel like in most spots he would be. I think this is more around the fact of how well Philly's been playing and the fact that the Giants kind of hung up the cleats this year. With all that said, I split it in both directions. So I laid the first 5 half run, and I also did the money line first 5. So money line was minus 124, minus 128. Let me just confirm what I got at FanDuel. Okay, so I got 128 at FanDuel, and then the lay in the half run was plus 108. The reason why I didn't go full game is the Giants used a bunch of their strongest pen arms yesterday. So it got me off of wanting to go full game here. But I like the price for Rodon to outpitch Suarez in this spot, so that's where I fired.
Joey, would you like to chime in on why this is a good or bad bet?
Yeah, it was good.
Houston and the Halos would be the next game. And it says here that JoeyWerk has a pick. I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'll let Joey tell you about it. Lefty Tucker Davidson. Doesn't that guy have a show on Fox? And then Jose Urquidy, the pitching matchup here.
Yeah, so I'm going to take
Carlson. That's not it. It's Tucker Carlson. I'm sorry. I wasn't even kidding.
Great. Thanks for letting us know. I'm going to take the Astros first 5 minus a half, minus 115 via bet MGM. That'll be my second best bet here. I know Curity hasn't been – he's been decent. His advanced numbers show some regression is definitely going to come. But, I mean, check out his last 5 road starts. I think his average is 1.5 runs per game in those earned runs in those 5 last road starts. I know his home run splits are a little skewed towards home, but he has obviously turned it around as of late on the road. And I do think, this Angels team, you get 2 batters here. The rest of the lineup definitely does not scare me. On the other end, Tucker Davidson has been an absolute mess this year. He's pitched more than 5 innings once. Really, he's only pitched more than 4 innings twice. He goes in there, gives up a lot of runs, and Houston mashes lefties, as we know. It's a turkey tosser in Tucker Davidson. I think Houston gets to him early, scores some runs. So best bet will be Astros first 5. We're going to keep it between the first 5 minus a half, and that's minus 115 via BetMGM.
That's amazing. 115. I didn't listen to you. That's why I was just repeating the last thing you said. I mean, listen, it's the last baseball show. Okay, it's like the last day.
Yeah, it's the last baseball show. Why would we change anything we did all year? Right.
It's like the last day of school for me.
Every show this year has been like the last day of school.
JJ, did you have anything to say on the
no, nothing to add, but if you're ever going to bet against the Angels, I'm on board, especially with how much they've punished me this year. So, I'm on board.
Jason Alexander, Zach Gallen, the pitching matchup as the Brewers visit the Arizona Diamondbacks. Brewers plus 145 on the road. D-backs minus 167. Didn't think I'd be seeing minus 167s on the Diamondbacks at this point in the year, but we are for good reason. And then 7.5 is the total. JJ, Brewers Diamondbacks, the breakdown.
Gallen's been so good this year. I was surprised he wasn't dealt at the deadline. Definitely one of the guys I felt should have been. Alexander's been rough. The advanced numbers have him backed up a little bit, but he's been rough. I do lean the under in this game again, but I don't love it. If I loved it, it would have been a play for me. I do think the Diamondbacks are a little too padded here, but again, Gallen's been so good. And the Brewers, it just seems like they go through these streaks where they can't get out of their own way, and they're going through another one of those. The sad part with them is they have such upside between their 2 big arms in the front and their bullpen in the back, and some live sticks, especially against lefties. But They've been a bit of a letdown, especially recently, and Diamondbacks have been playing decent baseball. So I think the line makes sense in some ways, which is why I'll be staying away.
JoeyWerk, get your thoughts on this sucker.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get your attention so I could go first, but it's all good.
Do you have a bet on this?
Gallen has pitched how many starts in a row? He hasn't given up an earned run. 5 or 6 straight starts. He hasn't given up an earned run, even a run at all his last 6 starts. He's been absolutely phenomenal all year, but particularly as of late. Jason Alexander is a short. He shouldn't pitch very long. I would expect about 3, 4, maybe 5 at the most innings. Handed over to the bullpen, which maybe it looks like that Hader deal was the right move to make because he has really struggled after getting traded. I mean, basically, this game just shows you how overrated this Milwaukee Brewers team is. Like the Diamondbacks are going to come in here and possibly sweep this team. You know, the Diamondbacks, unless did the Brewers win last night? Because otherwise that would have been the only game. The Diamondbacks are not a great team, but they're up here playing, equal baseball with the Milwaukee Brewers, who we're fighting for a playoff spot. I know the offense disappears at times for times, and if the 1-2 punch doesn't get them wins, they really do struggle. So I'm not laying a minus 165 with the Diamondbacks. I don't care who's on the hill, but I do think they win. I do think they score off Alexander and the bullpen as well. And Gallen will likely go out there and pitch 6 innings, give up 1 earned run at the most, the way he's been pitching. So that's where I'm at on this one.
JJ, you want to chime in?
JJ already went.
I already went.
So my other thing was I wanted the fans, our viewers, throw in a bet. We'll pick a couple bets, and if the bets win, we'll give you a shout out on Twitter, and if they don't, we'll act like it never happened.
How many edibles do you have today?
I have not eaten an edible since last weekend.
That's such a lie, dude.
It's not. I mean, I wish I could tell you it was.
He cycles them on and off like steroids and creatine.
Yeah, because if you take them too often, then you're sitting there, you're using a whole pack of them in 2 days. It's just not worth it. So you got to get yourself off of them, JoeyWerk. Start cycling. That's a good point, Uncle Dunkle. You start cycling.
Microdosing, yeah.
That's
microdosing
that's why I can consistently do 2.5 gummies and be lit as shit.
I tried microdosing. It really didn't lift my mood. And those are with mushrooms. It's legal here in Denver. They're not great. And you don't even get high. It's just to make you feel better. It doesn't make me feel better. Anybody want to give us a pick? Or are we just going to go with our earlier picks from our viewers?
There's one more game, Holden.
Well, I know. Is anybody going to give us a pick? The viewers? Or are we just taking the 2 from earlier today?
Well, there's a bunch we could sift through. There's a bunch given out. There was like 6 or 7 given out. I would say give them another 2 minutes to give out more plays if they want.
Oh, fuck it. Padres Dodgers. Just somebody talk about the Padres Dodgers. I don't give a shit.
Sure, I could take this.
I usually pick these games, JJ, just for transparency. I usually pick the Sunday night game because when it loses, nobody remembers. It's like, oh, you already sent your tweet out about the show record, but I'm going to sack up today. You like that, Joey? All right, go for it, Dunkel.
Caleb Ferguson, another wonder boy on this Dodgers pitching staff. He's a relief pitcher. This will be a bit of a bullpen game for the Dodgers. But just another guy that comes out of nowhere. His ERA sub-5 2 years ago. And the Dodgers just work him. And this guy's been one of the better guys in their pen all season. I don't even know how to explain it, what's going on in LA. I'm hoping there's a 30 for 30 on this like years from now. All these dudes pitch so well, and like they all suck when they get here or when they start here. Needless to say, Padres at least have kind of gotten a bit out of their way since the Soto trade. I think they've been playing 500 baseball, which is kind of crazy, but they've been playing better recently. Clevinger, look, the issue with this Padres team for me is a lot of these guys I don't trust on the road. They're good arms, guys like Blake Snell, Musgrove, Clevinger, but on the road, these guys always struggle. You would figure it could happen here. But either way, I think overall, I don't know who's going to back up the Ferguson in this spot. Maybe Joey. But either way, this
Ryan, Pete or whatever, Papote, Pepit,
Pepio. It's Pepio.
Yeah, I think it's Pepio. Either way, okay. So he's a guy that can get shelled versus lefties. Padres don't exactly have a lot of those. But either way, because I'll tell you this total looks very high at 9.5. This is like as high as a total can get at this park. So call it a slight lean under, but I don't love it by any means, and I won't be firing on this game. As the NASCAR race will be going on while this, and the US Open will be going on while this game's happening.
What do you think about that, Joey? What do you think of that breakdown?
Yeah, it was good. Clevenger has really bad BVP versus his team. Almost 600 slugging against, 417 X weighted on base percentage against. I do kind of like Clevenger, but this may not be the spot here. And on the opposite end, Caleb Ferguson, I don't expect him to pitch long. The guy only has 2 pitches. He throws a 4-seamer and a curveball. He literally is a 2-pitch guy. So, I mean, I think San Diego does have some bats that could score some runs off Mr. Ferguson, depending on how long he pitches. You know, maybe only 1 or 2 innings, hand it over to, however we say Ryan's last name, and the bullpen. So, I mean, justly so, the line is high. Am I going to take it? No. But I do expect some runs here.
Okay, cool. The question was Uncle Dunkle. And yes, do you not know that that's his nickname? I mean, it's up there on the fucking screen. It says Uncle Dunkle. Maybe the 3's confused him, JJ.
It's possible. It's taken down many before the 3's.
Wow.
Okay.
Miles, that's the play. Miles, Kirby over 3.5 Ks. That's the play.
Where the fuck is that at?
Where is that? If we do the,
I can get behind that.
I'm tailing that shit. Where the fuck is that?
Miles Jr. He just put it in.
How could it be that low?
It can't be.
Horse. Yeah, shout out A through Z.
Dude, he says it's 3.5. Will you please tell us where you found that, Miles?
Yeah, we gotta check.
Did you find? Is that like your local bookie and you beat the shit out of him? You're like, I'm not fucking leaving here until you give me 3.5 at 115. Because that's crazy, man.
That is a good look if that number is live somewhere now. So for our guy Mark, we'll do the Mariners. Oh, actually, believe it or not, the same was also Mariners money line minus 125. So yeah, I guess we gotta. This might be a Mariners fan as well. You hate to
Kirby,
see it.
Dude. This Kirby
right,
bet's
so
there.
we'll
I bet MGM.
That's crazy.
I'm fucking betting it, man.
Yeah.
How you are too, Arch? How the fuck did you find this, man? I wouldn't have even thought. Wow, that's impressive.
You wouldn't thought. I said it.
I would not think.
Down.
Huh?
What?
What?
I asked what the line was.
120.
My breakdown that you weren't listening to, but Miles was.
No, it's minus 115.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean it's minus 150 on DK.
Oh, it's minus 120 on BetMGM.
120 on BetMGM.
What do you think? Is that because Cleveland just doesn't strike out against anybody? Is that like why that line's that low?
Yeah.
Should we maybe dig into this a little bit more before we blind tail it?
So basically, it's the same thing yesterday. Like Castillo was pitching. They set it at 5.5. He didn't get there. And the game to start before that versus that Cleveland team, he struck him out 8 times. You know, it's
all right. So maybe a blind tail on a listener is not the best idea.
And the
you
weather.
I'll tell you this: you got Rayburn behind the plate, who's a big under ump.
I'm saying let's put that as one of our plays, like one of the plays.
Yeah, because it is rain. There's rain there, so that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I won't tail it. That's fine, but it is a good look.
By the way, Tyler's asking you about a high stake break share, Joe.
Yeah, I did send him a hat.
They come in a kid's large. Love it. All right, so we'll go with the Mariners money line minus 125.
Bunch of mediums.
We had 2 people post it. So Mariners money line minus 125, and the other one we'll go with our boy Fran, who liked Texas +1 minus 110. We like both those spots, so those are the 2 we'll go with. Obviously, you guys hit them. We know Mark's handle. I know Fran Millionaire's handle, so we'll give you guys shouts if those stick. Anyway, just to recap, you know what? I did want to give you guys a second play. So in tennis tonight, I did bet Kudermetova. She's a dog against Yabor. I won't talk in too much detail because it's a baseball show. But
no, please. I love betting the U.S. Open. I'm not even kidding.
The wrong player is favored. So Yabor, when she does, I mean, she consistently has not looked good in first sets the entire tournament. Also, her form coming into this tournament was pretty piss poor to begin with. She is I think a top 7 or top 8 player, and Kudermetova is not. However, Kudermetova has looked fantastic in this tournament, and she has a lot of upside. Hits with a lot of pop. She moves well. A chick like Yabur could bother her a bit with the drop shots and with how much she lobs it in slices. But if Kudermetova can get above those slices, which I expect her to, she should look really good in rallies. Again, I expect Kudermetova. You can even bet her to win the first set if you'd like, because Yabur, when she loses, I know this sounds silly, but she almost always loses that first set. because if your Brewer wins the first set, this will be tough for Kudermetova to overcome. But I do think Kudermetova takes the first set. Expect a lot of lengthy rallies. Expect a lot of unforced errors from both players. But needless to say, I think Kudermetova should be the slight favorite, not the slight dog. So from terms of value, I like what we're getting on a player that's in better form. And I think that the line is what it is because Yabor is a top 10 player and Kudermetova is not. Needless to say, form and the way the styles of both players, I think has Kudermetova should be favored, despite her being a small dog.
You know what we just got here in Colorado, guys? Bet 365. I thought it'd be better. Maybe it's not as good as I thought it'd be a better site. It's not a very easy app to go through. I'm a little disappointed. I was very excited about it. They do live NFL props though, right? Player props?
Which book?
365.
I believe so. I haven't used them, so I know Keg loves 365 because they do.
And you guys, yeah, Keg and Joey were using, and I was excited, and then I just now I got the app. It's a lot more difficult than some of the other apps, but who cares if you get the better line? Still, that's all I got to say. That's my spiel.
All right, so I gave you the U.S. Open play. They're like my favorite bet of the day, and I also bet the Giants. I split it first 5 run line and first 5 money line. For a half unit each. And Joey, what'd you give out today?
So first 5 over 3.5 Yankees Rays, and then Astros first 5 -0.5 are my 2 official plays.
And Holden, your best
Marlins
bet.
under 2.5. Marlins team total under 2.5. We will continue riding that wave.
Love it. We have obviously the 2 sub plays as well. Texas +1, Seattle -125. Guys, thank you all year for chiming in. Thank you all year for being in the chat with us, talking through some of these games, obviously giving us perspective as well. And thanks to Joey and Holden for hanging tough all year, despite antics from myself and, of course, others on this panel. Needless to say.
Hold on. So basically you're saying thanks for hanging out with yourself? Thanks for hanging in there with yourself?
Thanks for you guys dealing with my antics.
I think it was the circle of life antics, because I give JJ shit. You give JJ shit. You give me shit. I give you shit. So dealing with everybody's shit.
I got to find this Kurtamergurgov. I only got 108. Is that okay? Joey? JJ,
with that said,
Joey, I didn't fucking give out the play.
JJ, can I bet that or no?
As always, stay safe, gamble responsibly.
130.
And as always, run pure. We'll be back next week with more Sunday stuff. And look, next season with baseball. And stay tuned. NASCAR show will start in the next 5 minutes. So stay on this channel because you can just pop right into the NASCAR show. All right, guys. Have a good Sunday all around.